Now height is not the only thing that changes, even your body shape changes. And do you know what is the reason for changing the height or increase in height? It is the long bones, the bones of the arms and the legs which increase, and because of that there is increase in height. And in addition to this, there is a change in the body shape. For example, in the case of boys, their shoulders become wide, and in the case of girls, the area below the waist becomes wide. So, the second change that appears in puberty is change in body shape. In the case of boys, wide shoulders, and in the case of girls, it is the area below waist that widens. You must have seen that when you came back after summer vacation, many of the boys suddenly started speaking in a very deep voice. In fact, initially it was a cracking voice and then it became fine. What happened? Not only their voice changed, they also had a bone protruding out in their throat region. Do you know what is that? That is Adam's apple. And it is because of the growth of the voice box, which is called larynx. Now, does that mean that girls don't have larynx or the voice box? Then how can they speak? They also have, but in their case, the voice box does not increase so much. So, the Adam's apple is there. If you touch and if you try to swallow, it also moves, but it is almost invisible because it is very small in size. So, the third change that happens is change in the voice. Change in the voice, which is due to increase of larynx, the voice box, and it is also called Adam's apple. So, the Adam's apple develops, and in the case of boys, the voice becomes deep, while in the case of girls, it remains same of high pitch. When we were doing physics in sound chapter, I talked about it, that it is actually the pitch that matters. Sometimes even girls or boys or irrespective, their voice also becomes hoarse, and that is because the muscles, they become loose. The muscles of the larynx, they become loose and the voice becomes hoarse. But if you give rest to your vocal cords, then the voice will become normal. You must have observed many times teachers, when they shout at you to make you quiet, their voice starts breaking or it becomes hoarse. Generally speaking, the teacher's voice is hoarse because of excessive abuse of vocal cords. This is also called a disease called teacher's throat or the laryngitis. This is an occupational hazard. But I think it's a small price because the kind of love and regard you get from your students, it's worth it.